Hey, this is Brighter Rays, and this week we're looking at Job and his life and how Satan interacts with God and how he interacts with Job. And this week specifically, we've been talking about what does God consider? When Satan is considering mankind, we know what he's considering. We can figure out from what he says. But what does God consider as he is allowing Satan to attack even his own people? What does God consider in this? What does he know? What does he already have planned out? And so, what are God's thoughts on this? And we got a lot of clues about this idea. So we've been looking at some of those, and today we're looking at how God considers the transformation of his people when he allows Satan to attack. We see that with Job. So the first thing I want to talk about is how God uses Satan to root out sin. Now, Job is described by God as a blameless and upright man who fears God and turns away from evil. Though he was all those things, he was still a man. As the saying goes, the best of man is a man at best. Job was not perfect. As we read his story, we can see some hints that he might have harbored some self-righteousness or even selfish pride. When we arrive at the end of the story, we hear his words, "I know that you can do all things, and that no purpose of yours can be thwarted. Who is that hides counsel without knowledge? Therefore I have uttered what I did not understand, things too wonderful for me, which I did not know. Hear, and I will speak. I will question you and make it known to me. I heard of you by the hearing of the ear, but now my eye sees you. Therefore I despise myself and repent in dust and ashes." See, the attacks of Satan brought this transformation to the heart of Job. He confesses that he was demanding things that he had no right to. He confessed the knowledge of the sovereignty of God, and now he was going to lay aside his pride and trust in the sovereignty. As he says, he darkened, as God accused him of, darkening his counsel without wisdom. And so he says, yeah, that was me. You're right. So he owns up to it. It says that he repents. Repent in dust and ashes. Only those who are sinners need to repent, right? If you're perfect, if you did nothing wrong, you don't need to repent. So Job realizes what he was asking, what he was doing, what he was saying was not right. He needs to change. And so that's what he does. He repents. He changes what he was doing, what he was saying. Now we also see that God uses Satan to make us Christians stronger. Now Job undoubtedly was made even more upright and walked an even more blameless walk on the other side of his trial. Peter talked about this too. He reminds us in 1 Peter 5 to be watchful because Satan prowls around seeking someone to devour, or to resist the devil by being firm in our faith. But after we suffer a little while at the hands of Satan, what does he do? Jesus will restore us. He will confirm us. He will strengthen us. He will establish us. He will sanctify us and transform us. And so that's what God does with Satan and his attacks. He uses them to do all those things, to confirm. Jesus will restore us. Even if we fall, he will restore us back. And he will confirm, he will strengthen, he will establish, he'll set you on that rock, unmovable, and he will sanctify you. He'll clean you, make you holy. And he'll transform you from one who was always given to temptation and sin to one who is perfect and holy and won't sin anymore when you get to heaven. So there's that transformation. There's that idea that God allows Satan to operate and to work because God's going to use it for the good of those who are under the attack. And he will transform and he will make better. So that's a great promise, great news for us. And we need to remember that as we're going through the trials, that we don't give in to the temptation in the trial. Because it will come. It will come. But we got to remember, there is a way of escape every time. We just need to take it. So come back tomorrow and we'll look at our next point, which is God considers the better reward for his people. He's always thinking of what is better for his people. He might have good things now, but there's always better to come.